On July 11th at 9:09 and 31 seconds, you can see that I was 177 centimeters, and now just before editing this video, I am 179 centimeters, and going way back to March I was even 176 centimeters, so you can see that I added 3 centimeters to my height as an adult because I'm turning 20 in a few weeks. So in this video I'm gonna show you exactly how I use the caveman method to grow taller, so you can also grow in height too. And there are exactly 5 steps to this method which you probably didn't hear about before. And you can see that I'm even up in a tree right now. I'm climbed up, so I'm even taller. I'm 20 feet right now. Let's go. I'm the tallest motherfucker on earth. So yeah, let's just begin with the advice, because the first thing that helped me grow taller was actually giving up on drinking water. And now I'm being 100% serious. I'm not rage baiting you, because here's the thing. A few months ago, I gave up on drinking water, on hydrating myself with water, because the thing is that the water that you drink nowadays dehydrates you. It doesn't have enough electrolytes. The one I mean that you get from the store, the bottled water and the tap water, it doesn't have enough electrolytes, and without electrolytes you can't retain the water, so you'll pee it out and you'll flush your own electrolytes, you'll dilute your own electrolytes such as sodium, and that's why you get dehydrated. I made a full video on my channel about this where I proved that water dehydrates you. But here is not necessarily the thing that water dehydrates you itself, but it's about the fact that when you stop drinking water, you replace it with something else, and that is raw milk. We have raw milk here. This is exactly what I use to hydrate myself with now. And why does raw milk exactly help with the height? And that's the number one thing that will help you. It's because raw milk first off has calcium and also has growth hormones which will help you grow. It will help your bones grow from the calcium, and also the IGF-1 which will stimulate growth. Because think about it, raw milk is meant for the species, for the baby to grow. So of course if you drink it, you'll grow. You'll get more bone mass, you'll also grow taller because of the growth hormones and the calcium and the overall nutrients. It's not a coincidence that I started drinking raw milk and suddenly got taller, because from the age of 18 to 19 I didn't grow at all. And now ever since I started drinking raw milk, I started growing again at 19 from 20. So this is really fascinating, and it's not just me, not just me that grows from raw milk. Just take a look at the tallest people from Earth, the people from South Sudan, not the people from Netherlands. I don't know what was the average height exactly, but you can see it here. I put it on the screen. And what exactly is their diet? You can see that they basically drink only milk.
Oh my god. How is it? Nice to meet you, bro. What's your name?
Ruben.
Well, they're drinking only milk.
Milk, on it.
They don't eat food.
They don't eat food.
Maybe they eat some eggs too, or meat here and there, but mostly milk. That's what they drink from generation to generation, and that's why they're tall. They're the tallest people on earth because of the raw milk, of course. Like I told you, it has calcium, growth hormones. You can look at other people that grew up on raw milk. They're very tall right now. For example, Face IQ, you probably know him. His mom gave him a lot of raw milk and when he was younger, and he's basically now 6 feet and 5, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And yeah, that's the best thing you can do. Just stop drinking water and hydrate yourself with raw milk. It's even better for hydration because it has more electrolytes, and yeah, that's the reason basically. Spam the raw milk, drink 2 to 3 liters of raw milk per day. That's how much I drink basically, and it's very good. Even 1 liter can do wonders. Now, before I go into the second step of this caveman method to grow taller, I also want to tell you that I have a free guide besides this video, besides these extra steps. If you want extra knowledge on how to grow taller and also become healthier in general, so you can look good, feel good, then just click the first link in the description and you can access a very valuable PDF on that. And also you'll find another free bonus which will help you even more to upgrade your health and grow taller in this case. Now let's go to the second thing which helped me boost my height, and that's adopting a caveman diet. And what is a caveman diet exactly? Well, it's a diet based on raw meat, raw eggs, also raw milk like I told you, but specifically eating raw meat and raw organs will help you even more besides drinking raw milk. Because here's the thing, believe me or not, a raw meat diet is the most nutritious diet. What is the reason for that? It's because when you eat, first off, meat is very nutritious. It's the most nutritious food on earth, especially the organs. It has all the nutrients because animals have all the nutrients inside them because they need nutrients to survive. We have all the nutrients inside of us, in our meat, in our organs, in our blood. Of course, meat has all the nutrients, not vegetables are nutritious. No, meat is very nutritious. It has all the nutrients that your body needs. And when you eat specifically raw meat, you'll retain all all the nutrients, because when you cook it you will destroy the nutrients, of course, because heat destroys and denatures. So by adopting a raw meat based diet, you'll make sure that you have the proper nutrition in order to grow taller, of course, because you need the nutrients to grow. Obviously, besides the raw milk, you can also eat raw meat, drink raw eggs, and specifically eat raw organs. Very importantly, you'll find more information in the free guide that I just told you about this raw meat based diet. And also we have this thing with parasites, salmonella. This is the #1 fear when it comes to this. I've been eating like this for 8 months, and there are many people eating long term like this, you know, for years. Nobody gets sick as long as they get their meat and their organs, like, yeah, their food from a good source. That's the all thing that you gotta do. But I'll also make a video soon about bacteria and parasites, so don't worry about that. So this is the second step. This is what I've done, you know, in the past months, almost like a year now. I've been eating raw meat, raw organs, raw eggs, and also drinking raw milk that I told you at the first step for 8 months now, and it helped me a lot. Now going to the third step of the caveman method, which is to become the unemployed final boss. Just go to your boss from now on from your work and say, boss, from today I'm gonna fire myself, I'm gonna become the unemployed final boss. And this basically refers to the fact that you gotta optimize your sleep as much as you can and as deeply as you can. That's what becoming the unemployed final boss means. Of course, it's like a fancy term for it. I just wanna be more creative. And yeah, sleep is also very important. Of course, you already know this probably, but I'll tell you some extra things that you can do to optimize your sleep. Because obviously you gotta sleep enough in the first place, so you have enough hours of sleep. Your body can, you know, focus on growing and repairing. So ditch the alarm. Maybe you can try that as much as possible if you can, you know, just ditch the alarm so you can sleep as much as possible. There's a tactic, by the way, that you can use to sleep without an alarm. I mean, to wake up without an alarm naturally. I mean, just go to sleep earlier so you can wake up at a specific hour naturally without an alarm, so you get enough hours of sleep. And set like a consistent routine in this case if you need to wake up at a specific time. And besides that, in order to sleep very deep, because it's also important, you know, not just the sleep hours but the sleep quality, just make sure you don't stay on your devices before bed, like ideally 2 hours. Aim for 2 hours because it also stimulates your mind and it makes you fall asleep harder. Also, don't have any lights on before you sleep other than the devices, you know, overhead lights and stuff like that. But ideally, what you can do, like I'm doing, just sleep in the forest. I'm basically the unemployed final boss. Like, I took this advice to the fullest because I sleep in the forest, and I've noticed that I sleep much better because I just wake up with the sun and go to sleep when it's dark. I don't take my phone, you know, in the forest. I just don't have devices before bed, and I sleep very good. My sleep is also deeper. I just wake up with so much energy. I'm basically high, so my sleep is locked in terms of that because I sleep in the forest. And I recommend you can do that too. Just get a sleeping bag or a tent, wherever you can do that shit. But I prefer, you know, sleeping outside without a tent. It's even better, and it's gonna help with deep sleep. Just the fact that maybe sometimes you will hear some noises and stuff, this maybe cause your sleep to be more shallow at the beginning, but you'll get used to it. It's way better to sleep in the forest than in the house, and you also don't have EMFs which you know, affect your sleep. And that's kind of it with the third step, becoming the unemployed final boss. Now the fourth thing that helped me become 20 foot, as you can see, was to never stress. You gotta avoid chronic stress, you know, stressing too much, because obviously if you stress yourself, your body will use the resources that it has to adapt to stress. You don't want that. You want to be, you know, calm, relaxed, in a good biochemical state, so your body can, you know, focus on growing properly. And this specifically you gotta avoid, you know, for example, doing the things that you don't want to do, using too much discipline, working too hard and stuff. Of course you may want to do, you know, some stuff. If you're motivated, have energy, of course you will do some stuff, but don't you know, discipline yourself too much to do what you don't want to do, because obviously that's gonna cause stress and it won't help you with this goal. And besides that, don't exercise too much. I mean, just do natural movement. Of course, move when you feel like it, when your body wants to, and stop when you had enough. Like, sometimes maybe you feel like exerting yourself, like pushing harder, because we're men after all. We have this need for war. I also feel that sometimes, but not often. For sure not, you know, going to failure, push-pull legs, workout split, stuff like that, you know, in the gym 6 times a week. Obviously you don't want to do that because it's gonna stunt your growth. Your body will use its resources to adapt to the stress, to grow the muscles, for example, in this case of working out, going to the gym, instead of you know, using the resources for you to grow taller, to develop properly. So that's why you gotta stay chill, you know, relax, and you'll grow properly. Same for sports. Don't do any intense sport like daily. Just be relaxed, stay in nature, do grounding, get sunlight, and yeah, basically live a calm life, a less stressful life. That's the key to growing properly, so you develop well and you grow taller. That's another thing. And now the Last thing, the fifth step that helped me. Actually, I haven't been really consistent with this, I'm not gonna lie here, but I decided to say this, to also add this as an extra because I know this works and it's gonna help you, but I'm gonna be more consistent with it from now on. And here I'm talking about using the advantage of spine decompression, basically doing some stretches like hanging, or maybe, cobra stretch, cat cow pose. I will put them on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, because this also help. It's not gonna be something any significant like 10 centimeters or stuff. It's gonna be like 1 centimeter or something like that, but it still helps. I wanted to mention it anyway so you can see a little extra thing that you can do besides the diet and all this kind of stuff that really matters, that moves the needle. And yeah, you can try these stretches, do them daily, so you can decompress your spine, and that's also gonna help with that. You probably heard about this before because it's pretty popular, in terms of height grow. Everybody tells you usually about spine decompression, and it's proven to work. That's exactly why. So that was basically it in terms of how to grow taller. It's kind of everything that you gotta do. Even if you take like only one thing from this video, which is the fact that you start drinking raw milk, that's gonna be the most important, I would say, and also with the sleep and stuff. But yeah, mostly the diet, I would say, in this case will help you grow taller and develop well. Now, I won't guarantee 100% that this is gonna work for every adult, every person after the age of 18, that will help them grow taller 100%, because yeah, maybe I was luckier, maybe for some people it will work, maybe for others not, if they have their growth plates close, but still try it anyways, even if you're past the age of 18, because whether it works, whether it not, you'll still gain other benefits. Like, even if you don't get taller, let's say worst case scenario from following these methods, you'll still look better, your face will be more developed, you'll put on muscle mass, you'll have more energy, better confidence, your testosterone will be higher, you'll be healthier by following this specific protocol that I just told you about. You'll gain other benefits too besides getting taller, so just do it anyway. Stop coping and get to work, because it will still benefit you, and I believe in you, bro. You're gonna make it. Hope you like this video. Now, if you're curious to see what this raw meat based diet can do in terms of height and other things, you can see some more transformations here, like some results. Click on this video and you'll see one specifically about growing taller too, from the face IQ that I talked about. You can see here that it really helps and it's legit.